Hey, welcome. We pour so much time and energy into locking down our own businesses. But what if the biggest threat isn't even inside your company? What if it's coming from the very partners you trust? Yeah, that's what we're diving into today. This really critical and honestly often overlooked world of third-party breaches. So let me ask you something. You've got the firewall, you've got the antivirus, all those internal security rules are locked down. You probably feel pretty safe, right? But is that really the whole picture? And this really hits the nail on the head. We have this idea that our security ends at our firewall, but it just doesn't. Your company's perimeter isn't your office walls anymore. In this crazy connected world we live in, it actually stretches out to include every single partner you do business with. All right, so that's where we're going to start. We need to look beyond our own firewall and really get a handle on the risks that come with outsourcing. I mean, think about it, right? We all outsource. It's smart business. You do it to save cash, to get access to experts. But here's the thing. When you hand over your payroll or your cloud infrastructure or your customer data, you're not just giving them a task to do. You're literally handing over your most sensitive data to their security system. And, well, that's exactly where the trouble can start. And that's the scary part, really. Any one of those partners you trust could end up being your weakest link. So let's break down what this threat actually is. Okay, so a third-party breach, it's actually a pretty simple idea, but it is so powerful. See, the bad guys don't have to bother trying to break down your front door anymore. Why would they? It's way easier to just find an unlocked side window at your software provider's place or your cloud hosts and just sneak right in. And once they're in there, they can get to your data. And if you think this is some rare, once-in-a-blue-moon thing, well, think again. Just look at this number. According to Verizon's latest big report on data breaches, almost a third, 1/3 of all serious security incidents are because of a third-party breach. So we're not talking about a maybe here. This is happening all the time. So how does this even happen? The crazy part is it's usually not some super sophisticated movie-style hack. It's the simple stuff. It's vendors getting lazy, reusing the same password for all their clients, or, running ancient software that hasn't been patched. And a big one is leaving these digital backdoors, APIs, wide open with barely any security. That's basically like leaving the master key to the whole building under the welcome mat. And this is the perfect way to think about it. You can have the strongest, most secure front door in the world. But if you've handed out keys to a dozen other people and their doors are unlocked, well, you're not secure at all, are you? And trust me, the attackers know this. They're not even looking at your front door anymore. They're checking all those side doors. So this all leads to a massive, massive question. If one of your vendors messes up and your data gets stolen, who's actually responsible? Who pays the price? Well, the answer, it's probably not who you think. Okay, so the natural assumption, right? The vendor that got breached, they're liable. It was their fault. But in reality, nope, that's not how it works. Big data protection laws like GDPR and HIPAA, they don't really care who left the door unlocked. All they care about is whose data got out. And that means it's your business on the line. You're the one facing the huge fines, the lawsuits, and the nightmare of rebuilding your company's reputation. All right, so I know this sounds pretty grim. The threat is real, the stakes are super high, but here's the good news. You are not powerless here. We just need to stop reacting and start being proactive. So let's talk about how you can build your defense. It really boils down to a simple 3-step plan. First up, vet your partners. And I mean really vet them before you sign a single contract. You got to ask the tough questions. Hey, can I see your latest security audit? How do you train your people on phishing? You can't be shy about this stuff. Step 2, enforce your standards. Don't just hope they're secured. Write your security rules right into the contract. Things like requiring data encryption or setting a timeline for them to notify you of a breach. Make it ironclad. And finally, step 3, monitor, monitor, monitor. A partner that's safe today might get lazy tomorrow, so you need to do regular check-ins, audits, whatever it takes. This isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a constant process. So when you pull it all together, what does it mean? It means we need a whole new way of thinking about this. Cybersecurity isn't just your problem inside your own company. It's a team sport. Look, if there's just one thing you remember from all this, make it this. Your security is only as strong as the companies you work with, period. You have to start treating every vendor like they're a part of your own security team. So I'll leave you with this final thought.
Think about all the partners you rely on, day in and day out. Is it possible that your biggest security risk, your weakest link, is hiding right there in plain sight?